Hey there, welcome to Election Predictions. So in today's video, we're going to take a look at the 2024 presidential candidates, and I'm going to be ranking them. So starting off, I'm just going to list them really quickly. We have here, the first one here, U.S. Senator Rand Paul from Kentucky. This is Donald Trump Jr., which is Donald Trump's son. This is Nikki Haley, the former ambassador of the United States. This is obviously, you know who it is. That's former President Donald Trump. This is Matt Gaetz. He's a representative from Florida. This is U.S. Senator Ted Cruz from Texas. This is Governor Greg Abbott from Texas. This is Senator Josh Hawley from Missouri. Former Vice President Mike Pence. Senator from Florida Marco Rubio. Activist Candace Owens. Former Governor of New Jersey Chris Christie. Current New York Representative Elise Stefanik and House Republican Chair. House Republican Chair. Oops. This is Ron DeSantis, the Florida governor. This is Mike Lindell, the My Pillow guy from Minnesota. This is U.S. Senator Rick Scott from Florida. And finally, this is U.S. Senator Tom Cotton from Arkansas. The 2024 Republican primary is still a long time away, but candidates are already. No candidates have been declared that. None of them have signed up yet. The main ones, there are tiny ones which I don't think will win. They probably won't even be invited to debates and stuff. Those are like smaller people, like normal people who try to run, but are not that qualified or don't have that much experience to run. But let's start off with, first of all, this is U.S. Senator Rand Paul from Kentucky. Senator Rand Paul is, I would say, kind of hated in the Senate. He has shared a lot of Republican ideas that go pro-Trump, including election fraud and numerous things. And because of that, he may be a good candidate, but I don't think he would make it that far into the primary. I think the night of the primary, Super Tuesday, he would probably drop out. So in that case, I would actually have to put him in the okay candidate. Oh, I forgot to say, nominee would be the best. Second place would be obviously second place. Kind of just ranking them from the top to bottom here. Then you have businessman Donald Trump Jr. I think if he does run, he would make a pretty good campaign, but he wouldn't be able to win that many votes in the primaries because of that, because also being the son of Donald Trump. And if it does if Donald Trump does run against him being a family, that will definitely split some votes there, causing him to lose some votes, because I think more people will vote for Donald Trump because they know his experience, they know how he leads. So because of that, I would actually put Donald Trump Jr. in the good primary run section. Next, we have Nikki Haley, the former ambassador to the United Nations. She would make a pretty good, solid candidate, having political experience, being the former governor of South Carolina, being from mixed diversity background, being Indian, and being she will definitely give a good run, but I don't think she would be between the other great candidates we have here. I don't think she'll be able to match up against them, and because of that, I would put her in the second place. I would actually kind of put her in the middle, but there's no middle here, so because of that, she would be a high second place candidate. So if this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I would put her in around the. Sorry, if this was 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I would put her around 4.5. If we were going by fives, then she would be a pretty good candidate. But I don't think against these people she would be that great. I'm gonna skip Donald Trump. I'm gonna come back to him. Let's go with Representative Matt Gaetz from Florida. I don't know how to explain him, but I'm just gonna put him in the horrible candidate section. He will definitely not make a good candidacy. He thinks he can beat Joe Biden. I highly doubt that. Being with his experience from Florida and these new things coming out around him, I don't think he would be that great of a candidate. I'm not even sure if he would win, but he is shown to be a publicly expressed interest person on here. Next, we have Ted Cruz, the U.S. Senator from Texas. Ted Cruz did run in 2016 for the presidency, not 2020, 2016 for the Republican candidacy. And he did get second place, but because of how he's changed so much over the years, I don't think he would go into the second place column. I would say he would probably have a good primary run, but again, he wouldn't win because of all these fraud things he's put up and climate change. He doesn't support it, and a lot of other things will come into effect. Then you got Governor Greg Abbott from Texas. Governor Greg Abbott is a pretty good pretty good governor. His approval ratings have been pretty high. His COVID handling has set to be differed because he has done a lot of things, but he has done a lot of pro things and con things, being one of the only few Republican governors to put a mask mandate for a long time. So he would have a good primary run, but he wouldn't be that strong enough to get second place on a nominee, being somebody who's supported Trump in the past. But he did say that if he does run, um, he would not run for Donald Trump. He would run for the state of Texas and not for his party himself. So I think that would give him a little bit more edge over a few candidates. So he would have a good primary run, but I don't think the best. I think that actually Donald Trump Jr. would be a little bit better than him, but Greg Abbott would definitely be better than Ted Cruz here. Abbott and Ted Cruz have agreed on a lot of things, but they've also disagreed on numerous things as well. Then you got U.S. Senator Josh Hawley from Missouri. Josh Hawley, again, like Rand Paul, is very hated senator here. So because of that, I would put him in the horrible candidate section. Mike Pence here, the former vice president, he has agreed with Trump a lot of things, but has also disagreed with him. And pretty much if he was a president for the Republican nominee, I think he would do pretty well. I put a prediction between him and Joe Biden. He wouldn't win some battleground states, but he would do fairly well. And because of that, I do think I would put him in the nominee section. Then you got U.S. Senator Marco Rubio. Marco Rubio is a pretty good Florida senator, but again, he has agreed with a lot of these Republican things, including fraud in the election and COVID lies and a bunch of other stuff like that. But I do think that he would be a pretty solid candidate, so I put him in the second place column. Then you got Candace Owens. She's an activist, but being again probably a woman of color and being in the Republican area, I don't think she would go that well. And I wouldn't say she's that much of that well of a candidate. I don't think she would even be able to make her way up to the primary. I think she would win a few delegates, but not as much. And because of that, I would put her in the okay candidate section. Then you got former governor of New Jersey, Chris Christie. Now, this guy here, he was an okay governor according to many New Jerseyans. He wouldn't be that well, I would say, but we would have to see. And because of that, I would put him in the good primary run section. Then you got Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. I keep on saying he, sorry, but they're all he here. But Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, many people say he's the new Reagan, and he does have a good run, especially under some candidates. If he runs against Joe Biden, he would definitely lose, Joe Biden being the president. But if he does run against somebody like Kamala Harris or AOC, then he probably has a very good run against them. And because of that, I would put him in the nominee section, so he could win the presidency. All right. Then you got Elise Stefanik, the representative from New York, and is the current House Republican chair. And because she is very popular amongst many House Republicans, causing her to probably get many electoral votes here, but I don't think she'll get that many that many states if she does run, and even in the primary, she wouldn't win that many delegates, because again, there's so many other great candidates here. So I'd actually put her in the good primary run here. Yeah. Then you got Mike Lindell, the My Pillow guy. He is obviously a horrible candidate. I don't even know why I put him in here. But whatever Wikipedia tells me who's gonna run, that's what I'm using right now. Josh Hawley actually declined here. I just saw that, but I'm just gonna put Josh Hawley. If he changes his opinion, then yeah. But still, he would not be that great of a candidate. Then you got U.S. Senator Rick Scott at the CPAC convention a few days ago, I believe yesterday. He again made lies about the Democrats and election fraud. So I don't think he would be that great of a candidate. So I will put him in the okay candidate section. Then you got U.S. Senator Tom Cotton from Arkansas. Tom Cotton is pretty good as a senator, but he has gave few things but about like foreign policy, including China and Iran, which could cause him to lose definitely some votes here. But I do think that he would definitely be pretty good, and that would cause him to get a few votes, but not as much. He is described as a Trump loyalist, but I don't know how he would really be. So I would actually put him in the good primary run section. Then finally, you do have Donald Trump. This is the one that most people probably want to see. Donald Trump being the former president and having a lot of popularity, that would definitely put him in the nominee section because of that. Just because him being the former president and being very popular, that would put him there. This is my prediction. This is not my prediction, but the tier list, if I have to rank these 2024 candidates. Thanks for watching, guys. It helps so much when you subscribe. And yeah, like this video, comment down below, and I'll be sure to reply back to you when I can. Thanks.